Oh my God.
I love it.
Can't have a frigid car, man. Can't have no frigid cars.
Anyway,
Oh.
sales. That's my style.
That's right.
Let the
There
product
you go.
speak for itself.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the things I think about, at least living in Houston, you see a lot of hospital advertisements, and I always ask myself, one, does that really work? Do people go, oh my goodness, I saw the billboard for that hospital. We're gonna go to the hospital, right? Because hospitals seem like they're one of those things you don't even have to advertise. You just need to let people know there is one in the neighborhood, right? Or there is one in the area. But I'm sure they have sales departments. I'm like, what does a sales department do in a hospital? Tanya, do you have any insight?
Yeah, I was trying to think about that. I know they definitely have, because I work for a non-profit. I mean, do we make profit? I don't know. That's the county. So, but other hospitals that are for sure for profit and out there, I know they have to.
Yeah, it makes me think of how when we were having our kid, you had the option of having like a premium suite, right? After you give birth to the kid, you have this room for the peasants, and then the room if you're willing to pay a little bit more money, where you get a little fruit basket and nice bed and all that stuff. So it's like I imagine they have options like that throughout the hospital, like different.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they definitely have that
medicine and
I think all that's the same. I just think
premium
it's your accommodations. I mean,
yeah, your accommodations.
Your kind of bed,
type of TV you have.
Yes.
How many channels you get.
That's cold blooded though. That's like then we get into like that airplane accessories, man, where you're paying for the hospital room, but then they get you by 1,000 death by 1,000 cuts with all these different nuances. Like, oh, you didn't get the bed with rails, so that's another added premium bill. You didn't get meals with your hospital stay. That's another premium meal. That's insane. Like that's another part of sales that I hate. Those sneaky sales tactics that happen on the back end. I'm gonna charge you for something that you didn't even know you got. Like going back to the sales, I don't like that. It's just a very manipulative like space. You know what I mean? Like
we cut to a hospital room. Hey babe, sorry to wake up. I'm back finally.
What?
I went to the desk to find out why a doctor hasn't been in here yet. Turns out we paid for a hospital bed, but we didn't pay for a doctor.
What? I thought it came with the hospital.
They said no.
They
said it's extra.
Why are we here if we don't get a doctor?
I don't know, to rest.
Well, get one. I am very uncomfortable.
I know what you said. You say it all day. You're very uncomfortable, so we're here.
Very uncomfortable.
Okay, I want to figure this out because I love you and I want you to be happy. Okay, it's just it's pretty expensive for a doctor, but I'm gonna find a doctor, and I'm gonna.
Okay, but as if there's options, our budget is real tight right now.
It is. It's super tight. I mean, like. We're already cutting into our rent budget for the next couple of months with this visit. So, but yeah, I'll
but
sure.
We said we shouldn't put this off any longer, right? Like this feeling inside of my leg isn't going away.
Right.
I need someone to look at it.
Okay, let me find a doctor. Excuse me.
Oh, yes. Hello.
Hi. You're a doctor here, right?
Oh no, I just work at the front desk. I double as the person who works at the front desk, and I am also the hospital host. I will give you the menu of services that we offer, and I can talk to you about what our specials are today, if you'd like. Here's a menu.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yes, I think my wife needs to see a doctor.
Oh, doctor. Okay. In the menu, the doctors start on page 3. If you want to turn to page 3.
Okay, this is like a list of names and prices.
List of names and prices, right? So you see that we start from lower end, and then we work all the way up to premium physicians. Those premium physicians can be specialists. However, our lower end physicians are students who have just enough medical school to understand how the body works, and you can have one of them for a definitely a discounted rate.
Yeah, I think it sounds like it's a minor problem. I think she might actually be overreacting. If we can keep it between us.
Okay.
So
great. Those doctors
let me start with let me start with.
Yeah, you want to start with the lower end? Okay, no problem. I will have who's that? Dr. Turk. You good with Turk? I'll have Turk come on in and take a look at your wife in a minute.
I see it doesn't say doctor next to it. It just says Turk.
Yeah. Again, he has not gotten the degree of the MD yet. He's not. It hasn't been conferred. Again, he knows just enough about the body just to be able to make an educated guess. He's not allowed to diagnose. It's an educated guess. Price point. Okay. I'll send him in.
We got to the wife talking to Turk. All right, so doctor, I feel like there's like
excuse me, I'm not a doctor, ma'am. Just a student.
You're not a doctor. Amisha,
No.
I told you to get a doctor. Who is this man?
This was he was on the menu. He was on the doctor menu. Look,
so let me sorry, ma'am. Let me explain to you.
Let's just see what he has to say. Maybe,
okay. Yeah. I was saying I get these spasms in my leg, and it feels like something's trying to bust out of there. You know, like someone's punching the inside of my leg, and it's really, really uncomfortable.
Do you actually feel like what feels like little small hands punching out of your leg, or are they just like the pressure that you think is like feels like punching? I'm trying to determine whether there's little people in your leg punching out or if you have an infection.
Are you
what?
Are you making fun of me? I don't think there's little people in my leg trying to punch out. It just feels. I mean, if I was to think about it, it does kind of feel like little hands, but I highly doubt it's actual little people.
You never know. If we've never done an X-ray, I can call in our radiologist and maybe we can get some X-rays. And there may be a little. Like, you ever seen the Smurfs? If you look at their hands, they're really tiny.
Honey, who is this man?
His name's Turk. He's on the list of the doctors. And he's trying to nickel and dime us again with this X-ray thing. I thought you would just know what to do.
He's talking to me about Smurfs.
No.
Can we get someone who's actually a doctor in here at a reasonable price?
Before you wish me away, I highly recommend you do the radiologist, because they're going to be less expensive than going after a real doctor. It's like going from a Honda to a Bugatti. You don't want to spend a Bugatti prices if there are actual little people trying to break out of your leg.
I don't think there's actual little people. I've never heard of that in all of my life. Never heard of actual little people trapped in a person's limb. I'm sorry, doctor.
Well, I'm not saying
Turk.
I'm not a doctor, but I'm saying you told me it feels like someone is punching out your leg. So I'm just deducing what I'm hearing based on what I've read in my medical school, classes. But nonetheless, not to fight over semantics. I personally think you should get a radiologist in here. His name is Dr. Pepper, but he's not really a doctor. It's just his name. He's really good at what he does.
It's really confusing. He should not be allowed to call himself Dr. Pepper if he's not a doctor and he works in a hospital.
That's what his parents named him.
He's on this list, like around the middle. So it's like a mid-tier. One of the mid-tier. All right, we can do that. Let's just try it.
All right, before I go, could you please fill out the Spirit Hospital System airline?
And see, you know it. You know what a Spirit Hospital.
Spirit hospital.
Really like that.
The most absurd thing. I'm trying to determine if you have little people trying to put down your leg, or if you have an infection.
Man, that's what Turk, man.